Well, good evening. This is Wayne Albright on this Christmas Eve evening. Thought I'd do some baseball and get back to my 2025 playoffs. I will have to do things a little differently here, as I've done it again after I found out when I went into OOTP 26 that I had hit the continue finish today button again. I did it earlier in the playoffs. And that means that I simmed the next games in both series. So I'm coming up with a different way of doing it tonight so that I can bring Game 5 of the Padres and Cincinnati Reds series. I'm going to use a different program. I'm going to use the game log and play the game in a program called Pennant Run. It is a excellent baseball game. It has a board game assistant to it, and I play it quite often. The game is made by, I wrote it down here. Where did I put it? I wrote it down. It's Greg Harris, and Matt McKeever. Developed this program. It's fantastic. It has all sorts of leagues in it, Japanese league. It even has a women's league, and it has AAA seasons, and Major League seasons go way back in years. So it's a complete game played with dice, and you can play it a number of ways. And you can also use this to be a board game assistant, so you can play other games like let's see, APA, if anybody's familiar with that, or Stratomatic Baseball. I played that when I was a teenager and a kid. And some other games, whatever game your choice. There are many dice games out there, and many computer games, Action PC Baseball. So you can look those up at your leisure. But I'm going to choose to do it in Pennant Run. I'm not going to use the dice. I'm going to use the game log from the OOTP program. And I forgot to mention the game tester primarily is Paul Fay. He's done an excellent job. This is an excellent program. I love playing it. I play a lot of baseball games with this program as well, because I like to roll the dice every so often, as they say, and I can play season replays. I can play any series or any game I want, just match up teams, and that's what I've done here. So we're going to get started here. We're in Game 5. The series is tied 2-2. It's October 18th, game day. I'm going to do the best I can following the game log and bring this game to life here. I was going to just cut it short and just summarize it, but I thought, we'll try this and see what happens. So we'll give it a shot. I know the computer has simmed this game. The computer program. It has made a few lineup changes that I probably would not have made, but we will live with it and see how this goes going forward. So the lineup for the Cincinnati Reds, and they will face Brady Singer, the right-hander for the Cincinnati Reds. But for the Padres, the lineup leading off is Ramon Laureano playing left field. The batting second is Ryan O'Hearn, the DH. Batting third, Manny Machado, the third baseman. Batting fourth, Fernando Tatis, the right fielder. Batting fifth, Jackson Merrill, the center fielder. Batting sixth is Xander Bogaerts, the second baseman. Batting seventh, Jake Cronenworth, playing first base. Batting eighth, Freddie Furman, and he's the catcher. And the batting ninth is Jose Iglesias, and he's the shortstop. This lineup is over here on the right-hand side of the screen. Like I said, I love this program. It has the logos, and there'll be little, what they call meeples, running around the bases. And you can see the defensive alignment here for the Cincinnati Reds. Austin Hayes in left, TJ Friedl in center, Will Benson in right, Cabrian Hayes at third, De La Cruz at short, Gavin Lux at second, Miguel Andujar plays first, Jose Trevino catches, and Brady Singer, the right-hander, is on the mound. So we will try this here. and it's not going to be quite as visual or quite as exciting, but we'll try to make it that way. I thought this would be better to play the game out instead of just summarizing it. So we lead off with Ramon Laureano, and he walks on a 3-2 pitch. So Laureano will take first base to lead off the game. So we go to select out, or no, we don't want an out. And we'll select a base hit or a walk, and he will be on first base. And the next batter coming up will be Ryan O'Hearn. And there is nobody out here in this game. Let me turn this down a little bit. In fact, I'm watching someone play on YouTube right now, Pocket Pennant Run. A guy named Beatles Eternally. I love watching that channel too. So, Ryan O'Hearn is up, and a 1-ball, no strike pitch, and Laureano will steal second base. So what we do is we click on Laureano, we go to Board Game Assistant, and we say steal, and he ends up at second. So Laureano's at second with nobody out, and here's O'Hearn. So now a 3-2 pitch, and that will be a ground out. Fielder's choice. 4-3 or second baseman. So what we do is we go select out, and Laureano moves to third on the out. So we click this button here, and he's at third base with 1 out. So we go to Manny Machado batting next. Hit batter up, and here's Manny Machado, the right-handed batter, facing Brady Singer. A 1-2 pitch, and it's a fly out to center field. So we select out, and he will tag and score. I hope this works. Yes, he did score. So that's a sacrifice fly. And a run scored, and Laureano scores the first run for the Padres in this game, and it's 1-0 San Diego here in the top of the first. And Fernando Tatis will bat with 2 outs and nobody on, and a 1-2 pitch. So Tatis is up, and he will swing and miss, and that will be a strikeout to end the inning. So we finish the top of the first with 1 run, no hits, and no errors, nobody left. And after a half inning, it's San Diego 1. And the Cincinnati Reds are coming up. So that ends the first inning. All right, so we go to the bottom of the first, and TJ Friedl will bat. Here's the lineup for Cincinnati on the right side here. TJ Friedl leads off and plays center field. Gavin Lux plays second base and bats second. Ella De La Cruz will play shortstop and bat third. Austin Hayes, left fielder, bats fourth. Will Benson, right fielder, bats fifth. Miguel Andujar, first baseman, bats sixth. The DH, Spencer Steer, will bat seventh. Jose Trevino will catch and bat eighth. Cabrian Hayes will bat ninth and play third base. The defensive alignment for the Padres is as follows: Laureano in left, Merrill in center, Tatis in right, Machado at third, Iglesias at short, Bogarts at second, Cronenworth at first, and Furman catching. Nick Pivetta of the San Diego Padres. He is the right-hander. So here we go. TJ Friedl leads off, a 3-0 count, and he will walk. So lead-off walk for Friedl, and he ends up at first. And the next batter will be Gavin Lux to bat. And TJ Friedl on a on the first pitch, I should say. TJ Friedl tries to steal second, and he is caught stealing. And that will be an out. So we go here, caught stealing, and that will wipe out Friedl at first base. So he is out, catcher to shortstop, and that's the first out. And here's Gavin Lux on an 0-2 pitch. He hits a ground ball to first base, and he will pitch it to Pivetta, and that will be the second out of the bottom of the first for the Cincinnati Reds. And De La Cruz will bat. And a first pitch to De La Cruz from Pivetta, and he will double to center field. And that will be left center field. and that will go into the gap, and he will end up at second. So a base runner at second now with 2 outs, and Austin Hayes will step in. Austin Hayes bats for the first time, and a 2-2 pitch from Poveda, and he will strike out, and that will be the 3rd out. So we have finished 1 inning, and the Padres lead it 1-0 as we head to the top of the 2nd inning. So it will be Jackson Merrill, Bogarts, and Cronenworth to bat. Let me move the screen down here. And it will be Merrill to face a 1-2 pitch, and Singer will strike him out looking, and that will be the 1st out of the top of the 2nd. And Xander Bogaerts will step in, and a 1-2 pitch to Bogaerts from Singer, and he will single to center field, and that will put Bogaerts on first base with 1 out. So we've had a strikeout looking, and we've had a base hit here in the 2nd. Cronenworth will bat with Bogaerts at first base, and a 3-0 pitch now from Singer to Cronenworth, and he will walk, and that will send Bogaerts to second. So it's 1st and 2nd with 1 out, with Freddie Fermin up, and he's been key in these playoffs so far for the Padres. The series is tied 2-2, and I'm playing. The game was simmed in OOTP. I'm doing the board game assistant in Pocket Pennant Run to show the results of the game. So we continue with Freddie Fermin with 1st and 2nd, and a 1-2 pitch from Singer, and he strikes out swinging. So that's 2 outs now for Brady Singer. So 2 outs, and it will be Iglesias, the shortstop, with 2 outs and a 1-1 pitch, and he will fly out to right field, and making the catch in right field will be Will Benson, and that will be the 3rd out. So 3 outs, no runs, a hit, and 2 left. Bottom of the 2nd inning, and it is 1-0 San Diego. So we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning, and Will Benson will lead off against Poveda. And an 0-1 pitch to Benson is a fly or a pop out to second base. So the second baseman, Bogaerts, grabs that, and that's the 1st out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And that leads up to Andujar batting. He's been key also. He's hit a lot of doubles in these playoffs, and we'll see what he does now. A 2-2 pitch from Poveda, and he pops out or lines out to the shortstop, and that will be the 2nd out. So we go to line out, shortstop, L6, and that's 2 outs. So 2 outs, and Spencer Steer will bat, the DH. And Poveda trying to get out of this with a 1-2-3, and a 2-2 pitch, and a pop out to shortstop, and Iglesias will grab it, and that will be the 3rd out. So we've played 2 here at the Great American Ballpark, and the score is the Padres 1 and the Reds 0. So the top of the 3rd comes up, and it's the top of the order with Laureano, and then O'Hearn, and then Machado here in the top of the 3rd, facing Brady Singer in his 3rd inning. And Laureano, the first pitch is a fly ball to center field, and making the catch will be Friedel, and that's the 1st out. So 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. And Ryan O'Hearn will bat. He is 0 for 1. Or no, he isn't. He walked his first time. Oh, no. Yeah, he is 0 for 1. 4 and 3. Sometimes I get a little confused, but previous at bats right here. So he grounded out to second. So Ryan O'Hearn, and the first pitch to him, grounds the ball to first, and Andujar will pick it up and make the play to Singer, and that's 2 outs. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the 3rd for Singer and Manny Machado. He has driven in the only run of the game on a sac fly his first time up. So he faces a 1-2 pitch, and he pops it up in the infield. And the second baseman, Gavin Lux, will get under it, and that will be the third out. So we've completed 2.5 here at the Great American Ballpark. And it is the Padres 1 and the Cincinnati Reds nothing. So a little baseball here on Christmas Eve evening. And everybody's gone to bed. And it's quiet, so I thought I'd get on and do this. And I got to continue this. I got to get these series done. I was hoping to get done by the holidays, but life happens and you have to deal with things, so you get busy. So the bottom of the third comes up for Pavetta, and he will face Trevino, Hayes, and Friedel here in the bottom of the third. So a 1-0 pitch from Pavetta to Trevino, and he pops it up in the infield, and Bogarts will grab it, and that's the first out. So 1 out, as I write that down. And here comes Ke'Bryan Hayes, and a 1-1 pitch. And he singles to center field, and that's a base hit. So with 1 out, Hayes is on first, and it will be followed. He will be followed by Friedel, who walked his first time, was caught stealing. So, and Friedel will bat, and he will face an 0-1 pitch, and he will line it out to second base. Bogarts will grab it. So there's 2 outs. Line out to second, 2 outs, and staying at first is Hayes. So line out to second, and Gavin Lux, who grounded out to first his first time, will bat, and he will get a 3-2 pitch. And he will ground the ball to short. Iglesias will come up with it and throw over to Cronenworth, and that will be the third out. So we have played 3 complete innings here in Cincinnati using Pocket Pennant Run instead of OOTP. And it is still 1-0 San Diego. So, top of the fourth. It'll be Tatis, followed by Merrill and Bogarts. So we got to take this page down a little bit here in the game log. And let's see what Tatis has here in store off of Singer here in the top of the fourth. And a 1-2 pitch, and he strikes out swinging. And he has struck out twice in this game. So that's 1 out. So Tatis is done with this at bat. So that's 1 out. Jackson Merrill will step in. He also struck out his first time. He has a 1-2 pitch, and he strikes out looking for the second time in this game. So that's 2 outs. So 2 quick outs here for Brady Singer in a 1-0 game for the Padres, trying to take a 3-2 series lead. And Bogarts will step in. He singled his first time here in the top of the fourth with nobody on and 2 outs. And a first pitch from Singer is a line drive to left field, and that will be a base hit as it drops in front of Austin Hayes. And Bogarts will get his second hit of the game and be at first base with 2 outs, and Cronenworth will bat, who walked his first time. So let's see what happens. Ground ball. All right, I'm trying to read here. So Cronenworth is up with a 1-2 pitch, and he singles into right field. And on the play, Bogarts will go to third base. So first and third now with 2 outs as Cronenworth gets a hit and sends Bogarts to third. And Furman gets a chance here to pad to the lead, and he struck out his first time. So 2 outs, and Singer in a little bit of trouble here as he tries to get out of this inning in the top of the fourth. And a 1-ball, no-strike pitch, and a ground ball to the pitcher. And Singer comes up with it and throws over to Andujar, and that will be the third out. So Singer gets out of it, and we head to the bottom of the fourth inning, and the Padres lead 1-0. So De La Cruz, Hayes, and Benson will bat in the bottom of the fourth, trailing 1-0. So here we go. See what the Reds have to offer here. And he doubled his first time. So Pavetta will pitch a 2-1 pitch, And it is a deep fly ball to right field, and it will clear the fence, and De La Cruz ties the game with a home run. The left-handed batter, he's a switch hitter, but he's batting left-handed. He hits it over the right field fence, and the game is tied 1-1 thanks to that home run. And De La Cruz ties the game. So he's 2 for 2 in this game. And the Reds have woken up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And here's Austin Hayes. Austin Hayes struck out his first time. 2-2 pitch from Poveda as he tries to salvage this bottom of the 4th after that home run. 2-2 pitch, and he strikes out swinging. So that's a strikeout. Let's go to strikeout. And that's 2 outs. Or no, 1 out. Sorry about that. 1 out. Benson popped out to second his first time. And he will get a 1-1 pitch. And he will single to left field, and there will be an error on the left fielder. So let me guess how this is going to go. Let me see how we do this. We do a single. It's 1 base error. Okay, 1 base error. Okay. I think that's it, right? Left fielder. Is that correct? So he ends up at second. All right, let me see if that's right. So we can actually look at the scorecard here. Oh, that's not it. We can look at the score sheet over here. Let's see if they gave him a single. Okay, base hit and error 7. Okay, so they got a base hit, right? Yes, he got a base hit. All right, so that did work out. Good job. All right, so he's at second base after the error. And there's 1 out. So the E7 after a base hit. 4th hit for the Reds, and a runner at second now with Andujar up. And a first pitch to him. He flies out to right field. And Tatis will grab it, and that's the 2nd out of the bottom of the 4th. So fly ball to right field. 2 outs, and Steer will bat. So here's Steer with 2 outs as Poveda looks to get out of this inning with just that home run. So Steer is up. He has a full count. And he hits a deep fly ball to center field. And it will clear the fence, and that will be a 2-run home run off of Poveda from Steer, and that will score 2 runs. And the Reds take the lead 3-1 as Steer clears the fence on a 423-foot home run. And the Reds all of a sudden have taken the lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So a 2-run home run, and Benson will score. So I didn't keep the score here. I gotta write it down. Let's see there. All right. Okay, so 3-1 now for the Reds as they look to take this game, the final game at home for them this series in the 7 games. And it will be Trevino to bat. So 3 runs are in. And here's Trevino. See if he can continue the inning. He is 0 for 1. He popped out to second his first time. Right there it's written. All right, here we go. A 1-0 pitch, and it's a double to right center field. And he will be at second base with a stand-up double. So the inning continues against Poveda with another hit. That is the 4th hit this inning. 3 runs are in, and he's standing at second base now with the 9th batter, Ke'Bryan Hayes, who singled his first time. So let's see what's up with this. And an 0-2 pitch, he will fly out to right field, and Tatis will settle under it and make the catch, and that's the 3rd out. But a productive inning for the Reds here in the bottom of the 4th inning as they score 3 runs on 4 hits, an error, and they leave 1. So after 4, it is now Cincinnati leading 3-1. And we're in the middle innings here in Cincinnati as the Reds are trying to take an advantage here and head before heading to San Diego for Game 6, which there will be a Game 6 since the series is tied 2-2. So Iglesias will bat here in the top of the 5th. He will face Singer in his 5th inning. Oh, we got to move this down. All right, top of the 5th inning. And Iglesias with the first pitch, and he will double to right center field. So a leadoff double for Iglesias, and he will stand there at second base. And Laureano will bat. So he's 1 for 2. Is Iglesias with a double, and here's Laureano. He has walked and scored after a stolen base, and he has flied to center field. So nobody out, 3-1, the Reds, and here is Laureano. An 0-1 pitch, and he will hit a deep fly ball to right field, and that will clear the fence, and it will tie the game. So Laureano has hit a 2-run home run off of Singer. So the lead for the Reds is short-lived, as the Padres will tie this game here in the top of the 5th inning. Laureano hits a home run to right field, 350 feet, and there it is added. 3-3 now, heading and nobody out, and O'Hearn will bat. O'Hearn is 0 for 2. Fielder's choice ground out and a ground out to first. So an 0-2 pitch now, a shaky Singer out there on the mound. 0-2, and he strikes him out swinging. So that's the first out. So we go to strikeout, and that's it for that. So struck him out, and Machado will bat. Machado is 0 for 1. He has driven in a run with a sacrifice fly. So 1 out, and here's Machado on the first pitch, and he pops it up in the infield. And on the right side, Andujar will settle under it, and he will grab it, and that's out number 2. So 2 outs now for Singer after giving up the home run. Okay, so Tatis will bat. He has struck out twice. He will get a full count, 3-2 pitch from Singer, and he will hit a fly ball to right field, just a regular fly ball. And the left fielder Hayes will grab it, and then that's the 3rd out. But a productive inning for the Padres as they score 2 runs on the Laureano home run. And they have tied this game at 3-3, heading to the bottom of the 5th. Both starting pitchers are still in the game. And the Padres, 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error. And Cincinnati, 3 runs and 6 hits and no errors. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, and leading off will be the top of the order. And we'll have Friedl, Lux, and De La Cruz. Friedl is 0 for 1. He's walked. He got caught stealing his first when he got on. So a 2-2 pitch from Pivetta, and he will strike him out swinging, and that's the first out. So a little bit different way of doing the game here, as the game has already been decided. I'm just playing it through this board game assistant. So it's a pretty interesting way to do it. Pretty exciting. I don't know the whole story about the game, so I'm learning new details as we go, because I didn't review the box score or the play. So this is all new to me as I'm keeping score going along. And 0 for 2 is Gavin Lux. He's grounded out twice. And a 1-2 pitch, and Pivetta strikes him out, and that's the 2nd out. So 2 strikeouts this inning for Pivetta, and that's his 4th strikeout against 1 walk. And De La Cruz, who homered his last time, he has also doubled. He has a full count. He will ground the ball to second base. Bogarts will come up with it and throw it to Cronenworth, and that's the 3rd out. So 1, 2, 3 will be the Reds here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So we're all tied as we head to the 6th inning of an important Game 5 of the National League Championship Series between the Padres and the Reds in 2025. Okay, so that's no runs there. And we are going now to Merrill, Bogarts, and Cronenworth in the top of the 6th inning against Singer. And Merrill is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice, and the first pitch to him, he grounds the ball to short. De La Cruz grabs it, throws it to first, and that's the first out. Sorry for being hoarse tonight, talking a lot. So that's one out, and Bogaerts will bat. 6-3 is the out. Bogaerts has singled twice, so he's 2 for 2. And a 1-ball, no-strike pitch is a fly ball to center field, and settling under it is Friedel, and that will be the second out. So 2 outs, 2 quick outs, and it will be Cronenworth. He has singled, and he has walked in 2 trips. And a 3-ball, no-strike pitch from Singer, and that will be ball 4, and that will be a walk. So he gets on base with 2 outs. So Cronenworth is at first with 2 outs, and that brings up Furman, who is 0 for 2, including a strikeout. So 2 walks for Cronenworth in this game. And the first pitch now to Furman here in the top of the 6th with 2 outs. And it's a high pop in the infield on the right side, and getting under it is Gavin Lux, and that will be the 3rd out. So Lux makes the play. So a pop out to the second baseman for the 3rd out. So 3 outs, and we head to the bottom of the 6th inning of a 3-3 tie. And up to bat against Pivetta in the 6th inning will be Hayes, Benson, and Andujar. So let's bring this down to the bottom of the 6th. See what we got. Austin Hayes is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. And a 1-1 pitch, and he will line it into right field for a base hit. So Austin Hayes gets his first hit of the game and leads off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So nobody out, and Will Benson will bat. He has singled, he has popped out, so 1 for 2. And a 1-2 pitch from Pivetta, and he strikes out. So strikeout here, and that is number 5 for Pivetta in this game. So 1 out, 1 on, and Andujar will bat. And here's the first pitch, and he will line it to left field. And Austin Hayes will round second and go to third on the single. And it will put runners at first and third now with 1 out. So Austin Hayes takes advantage and heads to third base. And Andujar is at first, so 1 out. And it will be Steer. He homered his last time, 2-run home run, and he has popped out to the shortstop. So 1 out, and here's a 1-1 pitch from Pivetta to Steer, and it's a high pop in the infield, and it's on the right side. Cronenworth will settle under it near first base, and that will be the 2nd out. So a pop out to Cronenworth, and the runners will hold here in the bottom of the 6th. So 2 outs. And that will bring up Trevino, who has doubled, and he has popped out. So he is 1 for 2. And a 1-2 pitch coming from Pivetta. My mouth is a little... And a 1-2 pitch. And he will strike him out, looking. And that will be the 3rd out. So Pivetta gets out of it here in the 6th inning. And we head to the 7th. And we're still tied at 3. So that strikes out Trevino. That is the 6th strikeout for Pivetta. And we head to the 7th with Iglesias leading off against Singer here in a tie game in Cincinnati. Iglesias is 1 for 2. He has doubled. He has flied out. So a 2-2 pitch now from Singer. And it's a ordinary fly ball to left field, and Austin Hayes will settle under it, and that's the 1st out. So a routine play, and that's the 1st out. So 1 out. And the top of the order comes up, and it will be Laureano. He has homered. He tied the game his last time up with a 2-run home run. And here's a 3-1 pitch from Singer, and it will be ball 4. So Laureano will head to first. So he has walked twice, it looks like, if I read my writing correctly. So he has walked twice, and that sets up Ryan O'Hearn to bat. Ryan O'Hearn is 0 for 3. And here is the first pitch, and he is hit by pitch. And as usual in OOTP, we have a hit by pitch. I probably will see a pass ball here at some point, but that is pretty typical of this program, of the OOTP game. So we have our hit by pitch, and that puts runners at first and second for De La Cruz to bat here with 1 out. So let's go to, I think it's other. No, it's not. Okay, select hit, each hit by pitch. So first and second with 1 out, and Machado will step in. Machado is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly RBI. And here's the 1-2 pitch from Singer, and he strikes him out. So odds are increasing. He's going to get out of this inning, and now it's 2 outs as Tatis will step in. So Tatis is 0 for 3. Changing him in the batting order by the computer, setting up the lineup, hasn't really changed his luck too much. He hasn't been hitting very well in these playoffs. So he's 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. And here's the 0-2 pitch from Singer, and it's a fly ball to center field. And TJ Friedel should have no trouble with that, and that will be the 3rd out. So they get runners on first and second here in the top of the 7th inning, and Padres do not score. So we are at the 7th inning stretch, and the score is 3-3 as the Reds come up to bat. So I'm going to get a drink here real quick since I'm hoarse. All right. Are we setting up an extra inning game here? We'll see as I go down through the log here. And it will be K. Brian Hayes in the top of the order, Friedel and Lux to bat here in the bottom of the 7th inning in a tie game. 1 for 2 is Hayes, and he will get a 1-0 pitch, and he will fly the ball out to right field, and Tatis will settle under it, and that's the 1st out. So 1 away as we go to the bottom of the 7th, or we are in the bottom of the 7th. So 1 out, and here's Friedel. Friedel is 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. And the 0-1 pitch, he hits the ball to left field on a line, and over to get it is Laureano, and that's the 2nd out. So 2 outs, 2 quick outs for Poveda. So line out to left field. We'll just make it a fly ball. All right, 2 outs, and Lux will bat. He is 0 for 3. Top of the order hasn't done much here, the top 2. So 0 for 3 with a strikeout, and here's Lux. 1-2 pitch from Poveda, and he will strike out. So the 7th strikeout for Poveda in this game. So let me write that down. So a 1-2-3 bottom of the 7th. So are we headed for extra innings? We got 2 innings to find out here. So we'll see if they switch pitchers here. So here we go. Oh, yeah, the Reds do switch pitchers. They go with Graham Ashcraft. The right-hander will come in for Ashcraft, not Croft, Craft. Okay, he's a right-hander. Let me write this down. He's Singer pitched 7 innings. Whoop, I put it in the wrong column. He's a right-hander. All right, there's that. So Singer faced 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 batters. That's pretty good. All right, new pitcher for the Reds is Graham Ashcraft. He will face Merrill, Bogarts, and Cronenworth here in the top of the 8th of a tie game. And an 0-2 pitch from Ashcraft to Merrill, and he will ground the ball to first. And Andujar will pick it up and take it to first unassisted, and that's the 1st out. So 1 out. And coming up is Bogarts. So we got to do this here. Bogarts is 2 for 3. He has singled twice. And an 0-1 pitch, and he lines the ball up the middle, and it will be a base hit. So his 3rd hit of the game for Bogarts, and he will end up at first. So a base runner with 1 out. See what the Padres can do with this. 1 for 1 is Cronenworth. He's walked twice. And he awaits a 2-2 pitch, and Ashcraft strikes him out looking, and that will be the second out of this inning. So 2 outs, and Furman will bat. He has been clutch in this series and in the playoffs, but in this series he's been clutch. He's 0 for 3 in this game. He has struck out, popped out, and grounded out. So here we go. Freddie Furman. Pardon that cough. And a first pitch to Furman, and he hits it through the hole, first and second, and it's a base hit. As Bogaerts tries to go to third base, and the throw from the right fielder, Benson, is not in time, and Bogaerts will end up at third. So base hit, and Bogaerts will end up at third, so 2 base advancement. So first and third with 2 outs as Furman does come through and at least keep the inning going. And here comes Iglesias. So 2 outs and 2 on for, oh crap, oh, I didn't change the picture here, but that's all right. I'm writing it down anyway. Sometimes I forget that. So let me do this. Let me go back. Reset this at bat. All right, then we'll switch pitchers. Put Ashcraft in just to make it seem close to right. I can't go back farther than that. It's whatever. It's fine. We're not playing pocket pennant run, so I don't need to worry about fatigue. So we'll do this. All right, that ends up at first and third. This should be Bogaerts at third, and it is. And this should be Furman at first, and it is. So 2 outs. Iglesias is up. He has a chance to put the Padres ahead with runners at first and third. And he is 1 for 3. He has doubled and scored. So Iglesias, a 1-0 pitch and a fly ball to center field, and it will be a routine play for Friedel, and that will be the third out. So no runs, 2 hits, and 2 left here in the top of the 8th inning for the Padres. And we go to the bottom of the 8th, and we're still tied at 3. So let me make sure. Did they switch Poveda? Yes, they did. They put Mason Miller in, so let's do that now. Mason Miller, where are you? You should be here. Aren't you here? There he is. Okay. Mason Miller. We'll just make it a 2. All right, so Mason Miller will come in to pitch. I'm writing all this down anyway, so if I make a mistake, I make a mistake. So 7 innings. He faced 27, 28, 29 batters. So Miller will pitch, and De La Cruz will bat. We're tied 3-3. I don't know where this is headed. I don't know if it's extra innings or not. So Miller will be in, and he will face De La Cruz, Hayes, and Benson. De La Cruz is 2 for 3. He has homered. And a 2-2 pitch from Miller, and he will strike him out. So the first out of this inning is a strikeout. So let's go to the strikeout, and that's the first out. So 1 out. And Austin Hayes, who is 1 for 3, he has singled and struck out twice. So Austin Hayes, I want to make sure he's up. Okay. And the 0-1 pitch, and he lines it to right field, and that will be a base hit. So Austin Hayes will be at first with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Benson will bat. So 2 for 4 is Hayes. And here comes Benson. He is 1 for 3. And here we go. Benson will bat, 2-1 pitch, and he will hit a ground ball to second base. Bogaerts up with it, pitches to Iglesias at short, and then over to first. Cronenworth in time, and that will be a 4-6-3 pitcher's best friend. Double play to end this inning, and we will head to the 9th inning. So a double play, 4-6, 6-3 ends the inning. So Mason Miller gets out of that one, and we're headed to the 9th. And it's still tied at 3. And we will start with Laureano. How'd we do that? Oh, wait a minute, I messed up. What happened here? What did Iglesias do? Iglesias flew out to center field. Okay. That's why we keep score. Because sometimes I get a little distracted or I make a mistake. So I'm writing it down. Okay. So we start with the top of the order. Laureano. And then most likely O'Hearn. And Machado. So let's see. Laureano has homered, 2 RBIs. He's walked twice in this game. So he is 1 for 2. So here we go. Laureano, a 3-2 pitch from Ashcraft, still in the game. And he will take ball 4. And Laureano will go to first base. So he will walk for the 3rd time in this game. And it will be O'Hearn to bat. All right. Ryan O'Hearn will bat. He is 0 for 4. And here comes the 1-1 pitch from Ashcraft. And he will line the ball past second base, and that will be a base hit. So they will put the first 2 runners on here in the top of the 9th. So Laureano goes to second base on the base hit. Stops there, and that will be nobody out, first and second. And here comes Manny Machado. Manny Machado is 0 for 3. He has a sacrifice fly RBI. He's led to the first run back in the first inning. We have not had a lot of anything since the 5th. So we're in the 9th now. And here we go. 1-0 pitch from Ashcraft. And that will be lined into between third and short. And that will be a base hit. And Laureano will stop at third. And that will make the bases loaded here in the top of the 9th inning. So the bases are loaded with nobody out. So let's see what the computer does now. Or did now. So bases are loaded. And here comes Tatis, who is 0 for 4. And Ashcraft is still in the game. Well, they haven't replaced him. Okay. And here's a 1-2 pitch to Tatis, and he will swing and miss. And that will be the 3rd time he strikes out in this game. So the bases are still loaded with 1 out here in the top of the 9th. You have a tie game. Are we headed to extra innings? I don't know. Let's see. All right. It'll be Jackson Merrill, who is 0 for 4. 2 strikeouts. And here we go. A 1-2 pitch, and he has hit the ball to right field. Over trying to get it is Benson. He will make the catch. And scoring from third with the Padres will be Laureano, and they will take the lead on that sacrifice fly, and there will be no throw to home plate. So a sacrifice fly RBI for Merrill puts the Padres up 4-3. So sacrifice fly. Let's see. Sacrifice fly right field. And that runner will score. And the other ones will stay where they are. So 2 outs, it looks like. Okay, so now Bogarts with 2 outs in first and second. And the Padres lead it 4-3. Here in the top of the 9th. And it will be Bogarts in an 0-2 pitch. He will ground the ball to short, and De La Cruz will flip it to Lux to get the base runner Machado at second, and that will end the inning. But the Padres do manage to get the lead run here on a sacrifice fly by Jackson Merrill, and the Padres now take the lead 4-3 going to the bottom of the 9th inning. So let's do this. Batter up. Oh, no. Oh, we don't have... Okay. Bogarts is the guy. Okay, that's fine. Select an out. Ground ball. We need to go to manual outs. Ground ball. Shortstop to second. And that will be it. So we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and do they keep Miller in the game? So 1 run, 2 hits, 2 left for the Padres in the top of the 9th, and the Padres lead Game 5, 4-3. And they will keep Miller in the game, it looks like. Okay, so Miller stays in the game. And he will face Andujar, Steer, and Trevino. And Andujar is 1 for 3. And a 1-0 pitch from Miller. And it will be a line drive in the gap in left center field. And that will be a double for Andujar to start off this inning. So some excitement here. Starting to the bottom of the 9th inning. Another double for what I call the double expert, Andujar. He seems to hit a lot of them in the playoffs so far. So he will be at second base. So intriguing here as we work our way through the 9th inning. So 4-3. They need a run, and here's Spencer Steer. Spencer Steer is 1 for 3. He hit a 2-run home run. So he will step up against Miller. No pitch hitters. I can't believe the computer didn't do any pitch hitters, but Steer wouldn't be one of them anyway, most likely. So a 1-2 pitch from Miller, and he strikes out swinging, and that keeps Andujar at second. So 1 out with the tie run at second base. All right, so that's 1. And Trevino will bat. This is who I think they should have pinch hit for, but they did not. So the computer did not do that. And a 2-2 pitch is coming from Miller. Trevino is 1 for 3, has doubled. 2-2 pitch, and he strikes him out. So Miller strikes out 2 batters now and leaves Andujar at second with the tie run. So will Miller get out of this game? We're going to find out here. So 2 outs, and here is Hayes. He is 1 for 3. This is a pretty tough out here. So we'll see how we do this. Okay, so a 2-2 pitch is coming from Miller to Hayes. And the 2-2 pitch, he struck him out. So he struck out the side after giving up the double, and that will be it. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left here in the bottom of the 9th as Miller strikes out the side after giving up the leadoff double. And the Padres will head home with a 4-3 victory over the Cincinnati Reds. So another strikeout. That will be Miller's 4th. And the Padres will win this game 4-3 and take a 3-2 series lead. So, all right, the Padres win this game. And they will go home with the series lead now, 4-3. So, that was a interesting game and an interesting way to play it. I enjoyed this. I thought it was a good way to play this game. Pavetta will not get the win. Miller will get the win, and Ashcroft will get the loss. So that's right. So Miller will get the win, 2 innings pitched, and Ashcroft will get the loss with 2 innings pitched. So the final totals here in Game 5. The Padres, 4 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error. The Cincinnati Reds, 3 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. And the Padres will now take a 3-2 lead in the series back to San Diego and try to end the Cinderella run of the Cincinnati Reds as they march through the playoffs. And they've beaten the Dodgers, Phillies so far. So see if this is where it ends. So the winning pitcher is Mason Miller, and the losing pitcher is Graham Ashcraft. So we will get ready for Game 6 of this series, and will the series end? This game day is October 18th of 2025. The player of the game is, let's see if they determined who the player of the game is. Let me see. Let me go to the let's go to the box score. Okay, got to go back to the box score. Let's see who they said the player of the game was. Ramon Laureano. Laureano will be the player of the game. He walked 3 times. He hit a 2-run home run. So he was a catalyst leading off. So will they do that again? The computer put him at leadoff. He wasn't batting leadoff when I was creating the lineup. So, because I tried to stay as close to the real lineups as possible through the playoffs, but it's difficult because these teams didn't make it that far. So it's a little difficult to have real lineups. But anyway, Laureano wins. This is Game 5 of this National League Championship Series. So let's see, who else had some good time? Oh, let's see, the weather was 55 degrees, wind blowing out to right field, 3 hours and 30 non-real-time minutes. 44,000 people will go home not happy. Most of them. There were some San Diego fans, I'm sure. So let's see the recap here in the hitting department. Oh, I can do that myself. Let's see, we can export that. All right, we did that. Export to PDF, Excel, and that, I don't know what that does. Close, and then we should get this score here. Here we go. So Laureano, a hit 1 for 2. He did hit a home run. He scored 3 times. He walked 3 times. And Machado drove in a run. 3 hits for Bogarts. Hit a piece for O'Hearn, Cronenworth, Furman, and Iglesias. Of the 9 hits, again, Miller was the winner. And for the Reds, let's see who was the hitting star. De La Cruz had a home run. And Austin Hayes, 2 hits. Benson had a hit and a run scored. Andujar doubled again, and he singled 2. Spencer Steer hit a 2-run home run and singles for, or one hit for a piece for Trevino and Hayes. Trevino's was a double. And Ashcraft will be the loser of this game. So, an interesting way to play this game. I will have to do the same thing, unfortunately, with the Cleveland Indians and Toronto Blue Jays series that was also played through by accident. Hopefully I don't hit that button again, that continue finish today button. I seem to hit that for some reason. So I'm not going to do that, I hope. So anyway, the series is tied, or not tied. Series is 3-2 in favor of San Diego. And the series for the Guardians and Blue Jays, the Cleveland leads it 2-1. So they can take a little bit of a lead in the series, winning game 4. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm going to have to do it this way again. So I don't know if I have time tonight to do it. I may do it tomorrow. So on Christmas Day, if I have free time. So I want to get these games done. I want to get to the World Series, see who is in it before the next season starts, and then we run into that. So, but anyway, it's been a good game, and I look forward to the next one, and that will be the Blue Jays heading to Cleveland for game 4. So that's it for this, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.